Ricky Whittle here on 10/22/2020. And Spirit wants me today to talk about 174, 741, and 471. These three numbers are coming in my awareness today, and 174, 471, and 741, they're part of the Solfeggio frequencies, and they have to do with the Solfeggio frequencies. 174 Hz is associated with the Soul Star Chakra, Vyapini, and 417 Hz is associated with the Sacral Chakra Svadhisthana, and 741 Hz is associated with the Throat Chakra, Vishuddha, So what is Spirit trying to say here? There are personal messages for me, and I'm sure since Spirit is asking me to record this, that there are relevant messages for you as well. So let us start with the lowest chakra, which is the mid number, 417 Hz. Before we get into that, the numbers are rotational, not necessarily palindrome, but there's a rotational association. So we take the 1 off of 174 and we rotate it to the end to make 741, and then you rotate the 7 from the front to the end to make 417. Or we can take the 4 from the back and put it onto the front to make 417 from 174, and then we can take the 7 from the back and to put it onto the front to make 741. Each of the Solfeggio frequencies in their triangle are rotational in nature, which means the Soul Star Chakra is deeply associated with the Sacral Chakra, which is deeply associated with the Throat Chakra. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How are they associated? So the Sacral Chakra, Svadhisthana, at 417 Hz, Svadhisthana in Sanskrit means where the self is established. The root chakra is the root where we evolve out of the earth and are firmly connected with the earth and rooted in the earth. And our self is actually established with our creativity. Sva actually means self. And interesting, in my light language, the sva or the sa is the in-breath. That our in-breath helps establish our sense of self. And our creativity is how we affect change in our reality, in the universe. And it's how we share with all that is, how we give back, how we interact with it, with the law of attraction. Because all that is benefits with our engagement with the law of attraction. What we send out to the universe is what we get back. In Svadhisthana, I forget exactly which Upanishad. Let me try to find it. We can just go search. I'm at Wisdom Lib svadhisthana.org, looking up Svadhisthana. And in Hinduism, in the Shaiva philosophy, I can't pronounce that word. Kabjikapta Tantra. Svadhisthana is considered as consisting of 6 seats, according to tantric sources. Niyatna, arahananara, randra, opening. Yes, we begin to open, and we begin to become ourselves, differentiate ourselves from the root, from Gaia. And Kama, love or desire, what we wish to create, stems from Svadhisthana. How we create, what we want to create, all stem from our sacral chakra. And although this is the water chakra, it's the seat of the fire. Vani or Seki, the fire, the seat of the fire. Because our creativity and our desires start there. And that's so interesting, the interplay between the water and the fire. And in our age of Aquarius, the rejoining of the water and the fire. And the 4th seat is Gola, which is ball. And the association of the sacral chakra, the orange chakra, and the solar plexus, the fire, the yellow chakra, that's our gut reaction together, is that ball that sits in our stomach. In 5, 6, and 7, the Dvaja, the banner, and the Kanda, the bulb. It is the bulb of our essence, the bulb of what we're creating. Establishing the bulb, if Muladhara, the root chakra, is the roots of our bulb of our lotus flower along the path of the Kundalini, the bulb of the essence of who we are and how our lotus flower is going to blossom when it reaches the crown and up into the Soul Star Chakra. The Kanda, Svadhisthana, is the bulb of our essence, the seat of self. In the 7th seat, which is called the abode of Brahma, is Pinda or Tattva, the principle or essence. The Brahmanatman starts here. Well, it starts with the root and our connection to Gaia. But as we start expanding and separating and becoming our own true authentic self, separate from Gaia, our Brahmanatman, our highest self, our connection to all that is the principal aim, it's the principal path that our soul, our growth, our experience, our vision, our guidance will take. And then let's jump to 741 Hz, the throat chakra, Vishuddha. And as simple can be, Vishuddha simply means purest. And our throat chakras are the purification center. It's interesting that the sound chakra, our throat, what we say, is the purification center. I gotta do a quick search here to get the words right. Niti arinanara hataka wata uruhananawarda. Naharahata hira. Karananari atananaras konanorotuko. And that reminds me of the Threefold Path of Asha in Zoroastrianism. Good thoughts, good words, good deeds, as it translates. Humata Hukhta and Huvarshta. Good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. It's how we promote our interaction with the law of attraction. To be a positive influence on our reality, it starts with good thoughts, because what we think we become. And what we think we say, good thoughts, good words. And what we say, we end up doing. So what we think is what we become. And although it starts with the third eye, the mind, the second stage is our words and what we say, what we tell ourselves, and what we tell other people. Because the throat chakra, Vishuddha, has to do, it's called the sound chakra, and it deals with truth. Interesting that truth is connected to purification. And the opposite side of truth is the lies that we tell ourselves. Those are the most toxic lies. And we get over the lies we tell ourselves by accepting our own true nature, the truth of us. How many times do we lie to ourselves or try to convince ourselves that we want to do something when we truly don't want to? That's why it's wise at times to sleep on it overnight, or take the weekend, or take a couple of days to think it over. To me, I do a lot of my problem solving in the shower. Let my subconscious take care of it. Because then I know my true authentic self will be chiming in on it. The subconscious and the higher self, both interacting and solving it without my active mind. It gets the ego out of the way. Because our ego is involved in the lies we tell ourselves. How we truly feel manifests itself in how we act and how we behave and how we interact. Which is why the saying, actions speak louder than words, has a lot of meaning. Because sometimes the words are connected directly to our brain and our thought, and what we want by our brain and the ego. Which is why I love light language and blessings and healings, and because it comes straight from the heart. It does not go through the mind for egoic interpretation. And 741 Hz has to do with solving problems, expressions, and yielding to solutions. Can we yield to our truth? Can we yield to our true authentic self? Because yielding to our true authentic self is how purification happens. And then let us go to the Soul Star Chakra, Vyapini, at 174 Hz, 174 Hz. Vyapini means the goddess who is spread everywhere. The Soul Star Chakra is at the top of our Merkaba, above our crown chakra, the highest point in our light body, the highest point in our Merkaba, and it deals with our higher self, our highest self, our past lives, which is all nows. It deals with karma and allowing the divine light and the divine flow. And 174 Hz deals with deep healing, removing physical pain, emotional and energetic. So I see the connection to last night's healing video, and I see the connection to Tuesday night's meditation. It's really hard to describe Vyapini because we're at the edge of our light body, and it's a subtle interaction between our consciousness and the rest of the chakras, which are easier to feel. Easier to describe, but only in meditation. I've found only in meditation that I can feel my Soul Star Chakra, Vyapini, and the goddess who is spread everywhere. And we can start feeling outside of our personal energy, our aura, our light body. And feeling simply is experiencing or knowing. At times I happen to feel, at times I happen to, knowing just comes in. It's like I've been studying this topic for years, and I just know it like the back of my hand, and that knowing just came in instantaneously on a particular topic, which is really interesting. And I've been doing this long enough that I trust that knowing when it comes in. And it happens often enough that it is reinforced in my mind and my experience so that my belief systems trust it. But on the path of the lotus flower, from the root to the crown, and the blooming of that lotus to the 1,000 petals, that is the crown. And the blooming of that lotus flower, of our crown, allows us to reach out through the Soul Star Chakra, Vyapini, and interact with the Divine Goddess and receive from outside of our experience our perceived 3D experience. And we're coming up on 11:11, so we're going to end up with that, and maybe we'll trigger it at 20 minutes tops. I'm just laughing that we're finishing up at 11:11 on 10:22, and the year is a 22 also. So namaste, my friends. From the Master in me to the Master in you. Good thoughts, good words, and good deeds to you. And make it a great day. Because why would you leave it up to anyone else?